It is Wednesday, October 16th, and today I'm just wondering about all the questions swirling around Jerry Jones and the Cowboys.
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Are all financial advisors fiduciaries? Fewer than you think. Not knowing could reduce your lifestyle. Hi, I'm Mitch Kramer, founder and CEO of Fluent Financial. A fiduciary is a regulatory term to reduce conflicts of interest in wealth management. A fiduciary always works in your best interest. A non-fiduciary advisor might put their compensation or company ahead of yours. At Fluent Financial, we are certified financial planners acting as fiduciary advisors. To learn more, go to fluentfinancial.com or Fluent Financial's YouTube channel.
In 1993, Bob opened the original Bob's Steak and Chop House on Lemon Avenue. 32 years later, the original Bob still greets you at the original Bob's. And now his sparkling new Bob's at Craig Ranch has opened in McKinney. Same fantastic beef and fresh seafood at these two Bob's, each run by the Bob's Steak and Chop House. Crest is again proud to sponsor the McKinney Police Association Golf Tournament and Car Raffle, October 24th at TPC Craig Ranch in McKinney. Sign up and purchase a raffle ticket for the opportunity to win a brand new Crest Cadillac CT4. It's easy. You go to CrestCares.com. You don't even have to live in McKinney to win. Grab yourself a raffle ticket, sign up at CrestCares.com, perhaps win that new vehicle, and do support the McKinney Police Association. Introducing Star Power Smart Home Solutions, where cutting-edge technology meets effortless living. Control your entire home with just a tap on your smartphone. Adjust the lights, set the temperature, ensure your home is totally secure, all from the palm of your hand. Experience the ultimate solution in comfort and security for your family. Start by going to the website, GetStarPower.com. That's GetStarPower.com. In the wake of getting mauled by the Lions, 47-9, the Cowboys are the center of an incredible amount of local and national talk. So let's try to tick off answers to some of the questions. First, I've gotten several emails saying, fire Coach Big Mac. I have no idea what this would do. Is this his fault? Well, he's the head coach. He's got to shoulder some of the blame. His defense has been dreadful, and now it's hurt, but it was dreadful early in the year. His offense? That's been pretty bad too, and that's pretty much his area. But there seems to be a feeling this team quit on him this Sunday. I'm not at all sure of that. Sunday to me looked like a boxing match where one guy was getting the living hell beaten out of him. Did he quit? Or was he simply getting the living hell beaten out of him? And who succeeds McCarthy? Mike Zimmer? He's got head coach experience in this league. He was a good head coach in Minnesota. But has the performance of his defense earned Mike Zimmer the right to step up and be the head coach? How about offense coordinator Brian Schottenheimer? Wait a minute. He's offensive coordinator in name only. The real offensive coordinator on this team is Coach Big Mac. It seems likely he's gone at the end of the season. At this point, I'd be okay with firing Mike McCarthy. He's in the lower half of the league in pay, and he'd get the rest of his money this season. He's coached 3 straight 12-win teams, and that did not get him as much as 1 extra year added to his contract. And with him being in the final year, this has to undercut him somewhat in the locker room. The club has no running back. It's got shaky wide receiver depth. It's got two rookies starting the offensive line, or at least it did, until one of them got dinged up, Tyler Guyton. But wasn't he well enough to play last Sunday, and he didn't play a snap in the game? He can get Coach McCarthy. He can get a jump on his next job if you fire him right now. That is, if he wants to continue coaching. Besides, Coach McCarthy may be tired of his job of cleaning up after the elephants in this circus. Next, what to do about Dak? Well, the short answer, nothing. He's right now in the midst of the worst quarterback rating of his 9-year career. He's thrown some really bad interceptions lately. And his new contract, 4 years, $240 million, 231 of the 240 guaranteed, doesn't even begin until next season. That would mean he is signed with almost totally guaranteed money, making him the highest paid player in the league, with almost totally guaranteed money through the 2028 season, when he'll be 35 years old. Besides, there's no reasonable replacement here. The backups, Cooper Rush and Trey Lance, are each in the last year of their contracts. And it wouldn't do you any good to draft a quarterback in the next draft. If you took one from the second round on, that player's contract would run out at the same time Dak's big money deal does. And if you took a first rounder, would you sit him for 4 years before you put him in the lineup? Well, Dak has some excuses. He's got the worst rushing attack in the NFL. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. The Cowboys are dead last in the NFL in yards rushing and dead last in the NFL in yards per carry. The opponent knows this. They virtually ignore the running game, knowing they can't really get hurt by it. So, what is Dak right now in the league? I looked over the starting quarterbacks in the league. Now, understand, I've been doing this for a few years now. And right now, I rated Dak somewhere between 14 and 18. And if you put him as high as 14, that would put him ahead of Jalen Hurts, Sam Darnold, Baker Mayfield, and Trevor Lawrence. And he probably doesn't deserve to be there. So, let's settle on something. Perhaps Dak is somewhere between the 12th and 18th best quarterback in this league right now. Probably about the middle of that range. I then looked at the last 30 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks. Brady, Mahomes, Elway, people like that. Who was a quarterback that wasn't as good as Dak Prescott to win a Super Bowl? Well, Super Bowl 35 was won by Trent Dilfer in Baltimore, and he had that killer defense. Super Bowl 37 was won by an aging Brad Johnson for Tampa Bay. Super Bowl 47 was won by Joe Flacco, but don't dismiss Joe Flacco. He's had an outstanding NFL career, and he's still going at it at like 89 years old. And remember when we used to look down on Eli Manning? He won 2 Super Bowls in his career. Can we any longer make the argument that Dak Prescott is better than Eli Manning? And that brings us to Super Bowl 52, won by Nick Foles. Out of the blue. Okay. So, of the last 30 Super Bowl winning quarterbacks, by this quick assessment, I'd make Dak better than 3 of them: Dilfer, Johnson, and Foles. And looking at all this, with Dak committed here through the 2028 season, can you see this team winning a Super Bowl in that range between now and 2028? But then again, what can be done about the Cowboys quarterback situation, especially given Dak's contract? Nothing. He can't be traded. He can't be cut. Nothing. And finally, point number 3. The elephants in the room, Jerry and Stephen Jones. We were told the Cowboys were all in this season. That is poppycock. They waited so long to get the contracts of Dak and Lamb done that they cost themselves a little more money that they could have used in free agency. And over the years, they've been kicking the salary cap line down the road and down the road and down the road. And finally, the bill came due this year. And the Cowboys and their fans are paying for it. They didn't have the money to sign or keep free agents. This team likes to call itself a draft and development team. But there's a third word in that phrase: draft, develop, and keep team. The 2018, 19, and 20 drafts, these are players who should be in their 7th year, 6th year, and 5th year in the league. They should be pretty much at the heart of your roster. How many players do the Cowboys have left from the 18, 19, and 20 drafts? 2. Cornerback Jordan Lewis, who's free after this season, and safety Donovan Wilson. In those years, the Cowboys drafted and developed well. In 2018, they got defensive end Durance Armstrong in the 4th round, lineman Connor Williams in the 2nd round, tight end Dalton Schultz in the 4th round. In 2019, they got Connor McGovern, the offensive lineman now in Buffalo, in the 3rd round. Tony Pollard, now starting at running back for Tennessee, in the 4th round. And in 2020, they got center Tyler Biadasz, now starting at center in Washington. All these are good players. The Cowboys drafted them. The Cowboys developed them. The Cowboys didn't keep them. They're paying huge money to Dak and Lamb and the cornerback Diggs. And soon they'll be paying huge money to Micah Parsons. And the year after Parsons, they'll be paying huge money to guard tackle Tyler Smith. I'm guessing that about 3 years down the road, those 5 will count about $165 million to the cap for 5 players. Now, 5 good players. But how much money does that leave you to assemble the rest of your roster? The Cowboys have not managed their money well. They deserve to take, they being Jerry and Stephen Jones, they deserve to take the Lions' share of the blame here. Jerry even got surly in his weekly radio show with the morning hosts on The Fan in Dallas, when they pressed him about the mistakes he has made and how much they're contributing to the poor start of the Cowboys. Jerry got mad and then even threatened their jobs. That's That's rich. There's one thing Jerry Jones has never faced in his 35 years of owning the Cowboys. No one has or ever will threaten his job.
Today's episode brought to you by Fluent Financial, Retire Sooner, Better Lifestyle. And by Crest Cars. There's good, there's better, and then there's Crest. By Star Power, love where you live. And by Bob's Steak and Chop House.
Thanks for listening to today's episode of Just Wondering with Norm Hitzges. If you enjoyed what you heard, please hit follow, and a fresh new episode will be delivered to you every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And if you know someone who might enjoy our work, please share it with them. I'm Norm Hitzges, and I'm always just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitchkus, and I'm just wondering too.